Well, that's okay. So tell me about how long have you guys been affiliated with the DMRF in one way or the other?
Well, I've been affiliated with the DMRF since about 1995.
Okay.
I think these meetings, specifically this process of the grant review, it's very important.
Okay.
And it's very important to see how seriously all these grants are dissected and how they fit in to the advancement of the cure, both on a scientific level and on a level of how it just fits in with progressing to get a cure for this disease.
Right, right.
It's good to see.
It's good to see that.
Right.
And what about you, Dee?
I've been affiliated with the foundation since 1997.
Oh, okay. So you guys...
When I was diagnosed. And my involvement, of course, has progressed over the years.
Right.
And now attending this meeting, it's been so invaluable because I think it's so important, the research that the foundation is doing. And the fact that there are doctors out there are researchers out there who are interested in dystonia, and that they really are trying to find the cure.
So let me ask you, because, I think, we get people who call and everything who say they may feel a little disconnected from the medical community because they don't necessarily feel that everybody knows about dystonia, and those that do, you don't know if they'll even talk to you. Does this make it, like you were saying, does it make it real? Does it make it like, oh, I can go have a conversation with this guy who's doing phenomenal research and I feel like I'm an active part of it? Is it anything like that, or?
Well, I'm not sure if this is what you're asking, but what I've got from this, I was saying to Paula, is that, we hear these doctors' names like Dr. Vitek. He's a big name out there in the dystonia community. And we hear his name and we think, oh my gosh, he must be unapproachable, he's so big. But then to actually meet him at this kind of a meeting, he's just like another person. He's just a normal human being who's interested in dystonia. And that really impresses me at how approachable these doctors are and the functions that I'm attending.
Okay. Right. Cool. And what about you, Paula?
I agree, and I think that to actually see, it's one thing to say it's important to fund research, but it's another thing to see it in action. So it really does show what your dollars do. It's not just a concept, well, it supports research. This is a big part of the process. So I think it's very important to see that.
And I am always impressed by the fact that there's such vigorous debate about all of the applications. It's not just a rubber stamp. I mean, there's some very thoughtful discussions that take place around the research and how is it impacting the community and will it positively affect the bottom line. I mean, before coming to these meetings, did you realize how much was done to vet applications?
I really had no idea, not until I was on that DOD panel.
Oh, that's right.
I got a taste of it myself.
Right.
There's a lot involved. I wish I had half the knowledge that these people do, so that I can understand it better. But the fact that they're doing all this research is just incredible. And then the other fact is, like Paula said, how they really hash it out and talk about the grants that are being proposed. So, I mean, these people know a lot. And then there are the people who are applying for the grants, who also know a lot.
And they treat this money like it's their own. They
Which is
really
important.
treat it like it's their own. Just willy-nilly at the end of the day. Let's just get these things through. They think it out. They talk it out. They speak with one another. They have a lively exchange. I think it's wonderful.
So what do you think the future of dystonia looks like in the next 10 years?
Well, I think based on a lot of these grant reviews and a lot of the research that is going on, I think there are going to be some major advances in dystonia research, and maybe not necessarily finding the cure, but at least understanding it a whole lot.
Right.
And come up with some treatments.
Yes.
Like a deep brain stimulation that came out of meetings like this.
Right.
Where they had a theory, they tested it, and they came up with it. I mean, that's how things start.
Okay.
And the exciting thing for me about that is all these proposals to do research involving deep brain stimulation. I mean, 10 years ago, there weren't enough people that had deep brain stimulation for any length of time where they could do any kind of research.
Right.
And now, the research is starting to be there.
That's true.
That's exciting.
That's true. And this is up to you all if you want to have this on film, but you both have had DBS surgery. How do you think that the DMRF played a role in helping to bring that treatment option to fruition? I mean, do you see the foundation as having helped instigate the development of that as a treatment protocol?
Absolutely.
Okay.
At the DMRF, really funding the research and having the interest. I don't think that deep brain stimulation would be a treatment. And then, not to mention getting it approved.
Right.
Helping with that whole process.
Right.
Again, funding the research.
Right.
And really being a part not only in the research end, but in Washington, getting it up the line so that it became available. It had a huge part.
And you both are very active online and talking about DBS with other people who are considering it, who have had it, who are going through it. Do you gain a lot of gratification from that?
Absolutely. I mean, I started the DBS for Dystonia Bulletin in 2002, and it's one of the best things I think I've done. Not just for me, but for the dystonia community. Right. I get so many positive compliments about the bulletin board, and it's amazing.
Well, that's good.
And
that's good.
And I think that one thing that the foundation has done is all the symposiums that we've had over the past years for DBS for dystonia. That brings a lot of awareness.
Yes, it does.
It
does. It does. Well, thank you, ladies.
You're welcome. Now just